December meeting of the Shade Tree Commission. I believe number 1 is not here, 11 Earls Lane. Number 2, 420 Houston Road. So if you'd introduce yourself and explain what's going on.
Hi, I'm Matthew Palino. I'm here on behalf of Brian and Lisa Dooley, the property owners. We're going to be performing a major renovation addition to the property that's going to involve the removal of 3 trees and excavation of about 400 cubic yards of earth. So as such, the ordinance requires us to come before Shade Tree because of the excavation quantity.
Great. And do we have your plan here?
You have a plan there, yeah, from RKW Engineering.
I'll stay over you. Key thing is they're putting this in, so the water doesn't run into the house while you're outside.
Okay. So it's 20, something says ash. So it's an ash and holly and an ash? Is that?
Yes.
And that, the ash that's on the, I guess, northeast side, what, I can't read what size that is. What,
Um,
2 by 18?
I would think that's probably what it is too, that are, what's the proper word for that? When you have the 2 trees that split apart.
double trunked?
Double trunk, I guess.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Okay. He's saying that he believes it's double trunk.
That's typically when we see that.
What are the other 2? They're on the left-hand side.
Here's,
Yeah.
it's a 8-inch holly and an 8-inch ash. So small. And then street protection.
There's existing water, gas, electric, sewer.
It's a very, that silt fence is gonna cut in quite close to the wall.
Yeah.
As well as the okay.
We're cutting a swale in the backside, is that what that is?
Yes.
Oh,
That's what he said.
If you're looking back by the pool, yeah, they're showing just a little swale. The pool will sit up a little in relation to the dirt around it, so there'll be a little swale to carry water around the pool.
It apparently runs from here across, so they want to not run into the house.
It's tight here, 25 feet. Have to go with the ash.
So on the west side, there's a 36-inch oak. Is the swale being cut near there? Silk right here.
Yeah, there's, that's, if you want to go back to those in the front, they're showing no change in grade there. Only the, there'd be no change in grade there. The swale would be represented by the bold lines. Any of the new grading is reflected in the bold lines, that existing line. That's not a change of grade.
So that's the change here, not a change there.
Yeah, where you see a line bold, that means you're grading new.
Okay. The 8-inch holly and the 8-inch ash are then being taken out, not because of any earth moving, but just the owner wants to remove
Yes.
them?
That's correct. And to give us access and to build the pool. And
Okay, because you'll be coming around the building? Yeah,
but, I mean, you need a
north
little
side,
room to
is that-
work. We'll probably come in actually through the, it'll be up to the pool contractor when the pool in fact goes in. But I mean, they need some access, and I don't think they want the trees too close to the pool.
Will that access driving through here, will that be too close to the oak tree to hurt it?
Well, I'm not sure which way they're going to come in presently. I would think they'll probably come in off the driveway, which would actually take them on the, I guess we'd call it the south side of the property, rather than between the, that's where we have much more space, rather than between the house and the north side. So the answer is probably not. That would
Well,
be,
The garage is gonna stay, right?
the garage stays, but there's plenty of room to go between the garage and the house.
Even though there's a 4-inch curb?
Well, that's when we're done, there's a 4-inch curb, but there's no
Okay.
curb there presently. You can just drive right through there.
Well, then you'd have to move,
There's an existing pool, and
you'd have to move the topsoil stockpile, if that's the way you're gonna go.
the topsoil stockpile is designated there. There will not be a ton of topsoil. I think that pile is probably just more of a key on the item, but it's an existing site, and we're putting the house right where the old house is. I mean, it's mostly an addition, so we're not talking about a very large pile of topsoil at all. We're not going to be clearing much of the site at all. If you look at the limit of disturbance, there's already existing structure where pretty much everything goes. There's house and pool, and the driveway stays where it is. The only real new disturbed area will be the retention basin and the pool itself.
Well, that's good. Well, if you're gonna use that way to come in to build a pool, then we can give this oak some more room on this west side.
Well, that would be the, I mean, just if you look at the setbacks, we have a lot more room on that side. So that's on the, what would be the left side or the south side. So, I mean, I do think that's the way the pool contractor will want to come in.
And the problem we see with that is that that would be coming very close to a very large oak tree, and driving over the roots would be very destructive to the tree.
Right, so we can give this a little more room.
Yeah, because the house, it's just not going to, they're not going to want to come in that way.
Okay.
So you're not have a problem moving this protection fence down a little bit?
I don't see a problem with moving the protection fence out a little. We just need enough room to build the house, you know, but I think there's a little room there.
Okay. And then the other concern I had was with this 20-inch walnut, would you be able to come out further with the silt fence? In the silt fence, you have to dig down a couple inches, don't you, to put in the silt
Yeah, the
fence?
silt fence, we dig in about 6 inches.
Yeah, and so that would be cutting some roots from the walnut, so would you be, can you come this way with the silt fence?
I would think we could come that way as much as 5 feet.
This is the entrance of the property, right?
That's existing too, yes. So there's no,
And you're not gonna-
no excavation needed there.
So by moving it here, you don't have a problem?
No.
It just moves you downhill a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of your, everything's gonna stay existing? You're not gonna do it?
Utilities, yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna redig anything?
At this point, there's no intention to. I mean, there's a possibility that if the township comes out and determines the sewer is not satisfactory, they could ask us to renew it. They've been cammering them. This is relatively new, the sewers on that road. So the last house we've done in that area, since the sewers were new, we didn't renew. But until Public Works comes out, I'm really not 100% sure of that.
are you getting this from? The dirt to put that in?
Excuse me?
You're bringing this from off-site, the dirt to make this swale up?
No, actually, this will be just.
Or is this a
be
depression?
Like a depression.
This is a
right.
depression.
Right, with it draining that way.
You see.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Do you need a review of? Okay. Good.
Okay,
That's it then.
thank you.
Thank you. 705 Sproul Road. Hi.
All right.
So if you would introduce yourself and explain what the project is?
My name is Donald Malott. I work for Chad's Ford Custom Home. I'm here with a updated tree plan for 705 Sproul Road. We came before you before with a plan. We had 22 trees to replace. In that time, somebody removed some more trees, so we're updating the tree list. Just want to go over with you.
And who was the somebody?
It was a subcontractor, not of ours.
But you brought him in? Or
No, I did not.
who, did they just arrive on the property or?
The
cut
homeowner
down
brought him
trees?
in, sir.
And so we have a situation where 22 trees were taken down without permission.
Correct. We settled the house last January 7th, and the ground was frozen, so we were going to plant our 22 trees in spring. In that time, trees went down. There was a little going on, so we just want to rectify it.
Now, are you asking for permission to put these back,
Yes,
even though y'all didn't take it down?
yes, sir.
I can see it from here. A lot of X's.
There's just a lot of big trees kind of going in next to each other. I just, where do they want to put them, I guess it. They have an ash, a pin oak, and a sugar maple, two sugar maples going in together. A
How big's the property?
Shad bush.
See his cornice alternative foliage.
And another ash.
Just ballpark, is it acre or 2 acres?
I forget, sir. Acre.
Will these eventually grow to interfere with that? The existing tree?
It's a dogwood.
They're both small. Those are both small trees, this wood and this wood. Yeah.
Was there any thought to put in any hedging or anything that might eat up a large matter of your caliper inches without taking up so much space that we're jamming all the trees together? I don't know, Bill. I mean, I don't know if that's an option or not. I'm just putting it out there. If there was a
Yeah,
need-
well,
if it was-
for instance, arborvitaes are considered, are on the tree list, so they could be done.
Just so we're not crowding good trees in with bad or something. If there was an area that they wanted to screen, say from a neighbor or something, where he has a bit of room to actually use 10 or 15 western arborvitae in a row, that he may be able to give these other canopy trees a fair chance to kind of survive in places, and he wouldn't have to put in so many. You know, we have 6 sugar maples and 6 sweet gums and 4, I mean, it's a lot of canopy trees in our area that are kind of getting tucked. I mean, it's an alternative to jamming in all these canopy trees if he doesn't have that much room for canopy. I don't know if he's got a little room in the front of the property or somewhere where he could put 15 arborvitae. If you had 2.5-inch caliber trees, it would eat up a whole lot of your, if that's an option or not, Bill, I don't know. So if you can do some screening there, you would use a lot of your tree numbers without having to put canopy, because we have so much other canopy here already. I know we're always looking to put in more canopy, but here it seems like we're fighting each other.
So I think,
It's an option, if that would work with this
Yeah.
particular option. You could maybe decrease a few number of the shade trees and put in a few other screening
So-
plants.
where there's a grouping of fairly, trees that will get fairly large, I suggest reducing those in number where they're going to be right in the canopy, like these two are big
Right.
canopy trees, and they look like they're already going to be under the canopy of the existing trees. So I think those would be some to take out. You know, planting a few, some canopy ones where there's room would be great. But, so we'd suggest going with western arborvitae, which is relatively deer resistant. It's a good, healthy screening tree in this area. So it would give some screening. It doesn't get very wide. It only is about 5 feet wide. Could be done as a hedge, or they could be done as groupings. And then, so we'd still like the same number of trees going in, but we go along with that. Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Is that it, John?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. And then, Sue, was there any,
The only one you have to worry about is the one in Cabrini, which is the last in the hazardous, because the others have been approved.
okay, so 610 King of Prussia Road,
Is Cabrini.
hazardous tree report. Okay, and this is what, we were sent this in advance about it, yeah.
I have a question. Why does it say on the last thing, address is 229 Willard Avenue?
That's their, I think that's their formal mailing address. That they have that little, what used to be, I guess, that brick building there.
Oh, that's their little shop on that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's their main mailing address.
I think that's where Howard's office is actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really? On the campus?
No, it's off
No,
campus.
It's on Little Avenue, on Bend, opposite the
The little,
pool changing house
yeah, the little
back there.
curved street between Radnor Road and, what is that, Aberdeen Street? Yeah.
On the bend, there's that brick office building. That's
Okay.
where his office is.
Oh, but in the back of the way? I'll look at it. That's fine, thank you. I thought it was an error.
Okay. Is that all right with you, Jim?
Yeah, no, it's fine. They've been looking at that tree for a while.
Okay. Yes, so so that's approved. Okay. No other business? Oh,
It's all
Is-
because the root decay on the rest of the stuff.
yes. And as is often the case, it's, the damage that's done to trees is damage that's done to the roots by compaction, cutting, but compaction can be a major killer, and it's slow. And so you often don't even know what happened, or you've forgotten what you did until the tree dies, yeah.
Okay.
That's it, meeting's adjourned.